Hey everyone, it's Froggy, and I'm back again with another episode of Nicole. So, today's episode is going to take place on November 17th, and I'm just going to go ahead and start. I lean my back against the wall outside of Jeff's dorm room. I'm sitting on the floor, knees bent up to my chin, and my phone held in the groove between my thighs. It's kind of funny. I know I agreed to help find all the ingredients for this potion, but I think a small part of me never imagined we'd actually find them all. The midnight trome flower was definitely troublesome, but the Optunia jam was surprisingly a cinch to get. I gotta wonder how the heck Jeff is mixing all of that up in his room right now. I wanted to watch, but he insisted on being alone. I sigh. How long is this gonna take? I've already left to go eat lunch. That makes it a couple of hours now. I tap my phone screen, refreshing my roller dashboard once again. I must have done so a million times by now. Any more, and it'll look like I have a problem. So that leaves me waiting for who knows how long until... The back of the door slams against the wall and Jeff bursts out of the room. I lean to the side, narrowly dodging it. I've done it! With a feverish, excited look in his eyes, Jeff grabs me by the crook of my arm to pick me up off the floor. Come, assistant. Let me show you. Okay, I'm coming, jeez. As Jeff drags me inside his room, I notice it smells really sweet in here now. Like some kind of strawberry cake. It smells good enough to be a candle scent. I can't resist taking a few more whiffs. It smells like you were baking in here. It wasn't baking, it was synthesis. The blinds are closed in his room, making it hard to see anything. I do see a small collapsible table in the back between the two desks. Various things are spread upon it. I have no idea what they are, but I do recognize a pot and a few notebooks. Behold. From behind his back, Jeff pulls out a small glass bottle that's sealed with a cork. It's as big as a perfume bottle, and I can see the inside is filled with this rosy pink liquid. Here, smell it. Jeff uncorks the bottle and offers it towards me. Tentatively, I lean in and waft the smell over toward me. It smells good, like really good. It's that strawberry cake smell amplified by 5, along with other pleasant smells that you'd find at a dessert bar at a buffet. That smells amazing, doesn't it? Jeff's so thrilled that he can barely contain himself. I don't blame him. He's been obsessed with making this potion ever since I've met him. I still have to ask, though. So does it work? That will have to be tested. Jeff carefully corks the bottle back up before he continues. Good thing, too, because he's soon back to gesturing with the wide swings of his arms. We'll need to perform an experiment. One subject should be sufficient enough, at least for the preliminary round. My hand shoots up. Ooh, I can be the subject if you want. Nonsense, that won't do. I have decided to judge the results based on how well the subject seems to like me. You've already been exposed to me for far too long. You wouldn't be impartial. There are confounds everywhere. It wouldn't do. The experiment would be a disaster. Why do I get the feeling that Ted is going to be the one to try this potion? As he gets lost on his spiel, Jeff starts waving his arms back and forth like we're on a deserted island, and he's signaling an SOS. Relax, I won't be a subject if you're gonna freak out about it. So, is there anyone that doesn't like you? I'm not saying that they have to hate you, but just someone who's neutral. Jeff hums under his breath and does that thing where he paces around. He goes back and forth across his room a few times before. Eureka! He stops in place and straightens up like he's been hit with a lightning bolt. There is an aide who works in the library. I see her on occasion, but even when I act in a manner that I deem to be the most effective for her, she doesn't respond. However, if this... Jeff shakes the potion bottle by the neck. Does what I hypothesize, she should start conversing. That's a good idea. We should test this on her. Why do you have to use yourself anyway? Why not use complete strangers and see if they act like they're friends? That sounds more, valid to me. Jeff goes quiet for a second, but goes back to wearing a confident smile soon after. I have my reasons for doing so. However, consider this a much more interesting way to proceed with things. Oh, maybe he's got a crush on her or something. In other words, it's so he doesn't get bored. Typical. Let us head for the library. If we spot her, we can proceed with the experiment. All right. I get caught up in Jeff's excitement, and I let out a little cheer of my own. But wait, shouldn't experiments be more structured than this? I would normally take more care in constructing an experiment for accurate results. However, in this case, a simple crude experiment as such should still demonstrate the intended effects. Plus, I cannot wait any longer to bask in my success. I giggle to myself. At least he's being honest. I want to see how well it works too. Jeff's been hyping it up for so long that I don't think I can wait either. From Jeff's dorm building, we head on over to the library. It doesn't take long until we're standing in the front entrance, and Jeff nearly throws the double doors open to get himself in there first. However, at the last moment, his hand hovers shakily over the handle. All right, maintain character. He takes a deep breath, inhales, exhales, and when his breath is released past his lips, it's like his tense fervor goes along with it. Let's go find her, shall we? He sneers right after he's done using the overly polite tone, ruining the illusion. We walk right on in, and we're greeted with a sight at the first floor of the library. Immediately, Jeff heads up the flight of stairs in the middle. She works upstairs, where all the reference books are located. Sneaking in food and drink? Ooh, we're bad. Please don't act like you expected any less of me. Jeff scoffs at my sarcasm, though I can tell it amuses him. But, something about this is really familiar to me. A girl who works at the library and doesn't seem that responsive. Wait a second. Could it be? Once we're on the second floor, and I see her sitting behind the service counter with a book in hand, I realize I was on the right track. I knew it! I exclaim in a hushed voice, not wanting to interrupt anyone trying to study here. I've gotten in trouble for that one too many times already. Jeff gives me a puzzled look in response of my outburst, and I just shoot him a sly smirk. You've been talking about Bethany all this time, huh? Is that her name? I honestly had no idea. We're not besties, but we're acquainted. She's a nice girl. I glance over at her sitting behind the counter. Bethany's reading as usual, and with a slim finger, she tucks a strand of blonde hair behind her ear as it falls in front of her face. I agree she can be a little stiff, but she's not rude. She helped me find the books that I've needed plenty of times before. Maybe we can use this to my advantage. The look Jeff gives me can't mean anything good. What are you gonna make me do? Don't act as though I'm about to dissect you. I only want to use you as the control. You said you know her, yes? That I do. Perfect. I can watch how she acts with you, and use that as a baseline for the results. That sounds good and all, but you have one teensy little problem there. How do you plan on getting her to drink some of that potion? Bethany's a real stickler for the library rules. No food or drink allowed. She won't allow it. Jeff waves me off with his hand as always. I will figure something out. I've come too far to be stopped by something so trivial. He sounds so confident that I doubt I could talk him out of it if I tried. Better just let him do his thing and see how it goes from there. Fine, I'll go talk to her. Just don't do anything shady. You still don't know if that's safe to drink. Jeff huffs at me, pops the cork off the bottle, and places a little on his finger. He licks it off quickly, making sure that I can see. Now watch as nothing happens to me. That was too small a sample for it to take effect, but if it was poisonous or lethal, I'd at least become ill. He has a point there. Several seconds pass, but Jeff keeps standing upright, wearing a smug expression on his face. Fine, I trust you. Stay put here, okay? In response, Jeff urges me onward with little motions of his hands. I head to the service counter, trying my best to appear natural. I'm not even sure what Jeff wants me to do. Does he just want me to talk to her? Hey, Bethany. When I finally look at the counter, I brace my hands against the edge. Bethany looks up from her book, and her eyebrows raise as she recognizes my face. Oh, it's Nicole. Welcome. Carefully, she places a bookmark bearing a plant design inside of her book to hold her place. She then sets it in front of her and out of the way. Do you need any help? Checking out a book? No, how are you? I awkwardly draw out the last word, unsure of what else to say. Oh yeah, so natural, Nicole. I'm fine. It's good. It's been a while since we last talked. I wanted to catch up, you know? I think it would be more appropriate to talk when I'm not working. I can tell Bethany is losing interest as I see her reach for her book again. Wait! In a panic, I accidentally raise my voice, startling Bethany in her seat. She looks at me, one eyebrow raised in suspicion, but doesn't scold me. Nicole, what is it? She can definitely tell something fishy is up now. Ugh, why is this getting so difficult? All I was supposed to do was talk to her. Once I realized how much of a mess I was making of things, I sigh and calm down. There's really only one thing to do in this situation. Hey, Bethany. Do you see that guy standing by the bookshelf over there? He might be watching. He'll probably look away once he sees you paying attention to him. Slowly and coolly, Bethany leans to the left to try and stare past me. A beat passes, then she returns to her normal posture. I spotted him. Are you talking about that Jeff Ryan person? Do you know him? No, I don't know him personally. We've spoken a few times in passing, but that's it. Well, he and I are, I hesitate and blank on how to follow up. What should I even say? Part of me really wants to be honest to Bethany and just tell her the truth, but another part of me wonders if that would really work out in the end. So we've got 3 options: try and be subtle, beg for her cooperation, and give a straightforward explanation. So you're going to want to choose beg for her cooperation. I guess the only way to go is with full-out groveling. Okay, can you do me a huge favor, Bethany? I clasp my hands together desperately. I'm helping Jeff with a project he's doing for class, and he'll need you to drink something. Could you please drink it? I promise it won't kill you. It might even taste good. But why should I? Bethany doesn't look convinced by my explanation. I can't really go into it, sorry. You won't get sick or anything. He just needs your reaction to it. Also, don't tell him I begged you to drink it, or he'll be pissed at me. Bethany stares at me for a few moments, sighs, then nods her head. I don't quite understand, but I'll do it. Even if it is against the rules, it seems important to you. I'm already at 100%, so... I give a sigh of relief. I guess it is important to me, which is kind of weird. This is Jeff's potion, not mine. You're a lifesaver, Bethany. Thanks. I didn't want you to drink it without me telling you first. I'd feel horrible. It won't do anything bad, correct? Nope, don't worry about it. It's safe. Unless you count starting to like Jeff as something bad, but then again, he's not a bad guy. Deep down. Alright, so he should be... Wait, where did he go? He was standing right there near the bookshelf when I last looked. Well, hello there. I nearly jump in place as Jeff suddenly appears next to me. He scared the heck out of me. Oh, Jeff! There you are. I was wondering where you went. Sorry about that. Jeff rubs the back of his head, then holds up a lunch canteen in his hand. Did he have that on him the whole time? I was looking for a book that I've been interested in for the longest time. I couldn't find it, though. Oh well. Then, as if noticing Bethany, Jeff turns to her in utter surprise. Oh, wow. I didn't know you two were friends. We've talked a few times, right? Your name is Bethany? Yes. You're Jeff Ryan. That happens to be me. I'm friends with Nicole. It's nice to officially meet you. Jeff makes a show of air quoting, then unscrews the cap of his canteen to take a sip. Oh, that's weird. He pulls the bottle away and makes a face. This smoothie tastes different than I'm used to. Really? Like how? I can see where Jeff is going with this. I play along, trying to keep casual, even though Bethany knows what's gonna happen anyway. It tastes sweeter. Bethany, could you taste this for me? I'm not going crazy, am I? He offers Bethany his canteen. Whoops, I forgot. No drinking allowed in the library. My bad. No, it's fine. I'll taste it. I catch a look from Bethany before she takes the cap off and puts the canteen opening to her lips. She pats her lips dry, hands Jeff back his bottle. Both Jeff and I wait for her reaction. It does taste a little sweet to me. Very sweet, in fact. Yeah, weird, right? I don't know what happened to it. I couldn't guess. I exchange a look with Jeff. We're both obviously wondering if that potion took effect, but it doesn't look like Bethany's any different. Was that all? Yeah, she's definitely not any different. I can sense Jeff spazzing next to me, as much as he's trying to hide it. A hand combs itself through his hair, and he tugs at it with tense fingers. No, I... He thrusts out the canteen again. Please have some more. Really, I insist. I don't want any more. Drink it. Jeff's voice becomes so harsh that it startles both Bethany and me. With a steely expression, Bethany complies and takes another drink of Jeff's potion. But she never changes. She doesn't seem like she likes either of us more than she usually does. I shouldn't bother to repeat it, but it's still overly sweet to me. That's it? There should be more than that. I widen my eyes as I hear Jeff reverting to his normal voice, his mean voice. You probably didn't drink it right, or... Flustered, Jeff sprints off, leaving Bethany and I standing at the service counter. I almost call out his name before I remember that would completely bust library rules. But Jeff looked completely devastated. I can't let him go by himself. Maybe that's what he needs right now, though. Was he okay? I gave him my reaction like you told me to. Yeah, you did great, Bethany, thanks. It's not your fault. I take the canteen from her, screw the lid back on. Yeah, Bethany is definitely no different than she was a few minutes ago. That means this potion that Jeff worked so hard on was a dud. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't expecting it. However, Jeff's reaction was something I couldn't have possibly predicted. I'll talk to Jeff later. I'm sure he's okay. Don't worry. We aren't familiar enough for me to worry. Same old Bethany for sure. Anyway, I bid Bethany goodbye, then hurry off to chase after Jeff. However, it's not until I leave the library that I realize there's no use. When Jeff doesn't want to be found, he's not going to let me find him. I have no idea in what direction he ran off to. I reach behind my head and tiredly rub the back of it. I guess the best thing to do is to give him some space for a little. I can't imagine how he's possibly feeling right now. And that's where I'm going to end this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more, just click the I at the top and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.